All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Houston Rockets Daily. This is our first video in about a month. We've been going live like pretty much every day. Appreciate all you guys tuning into the lives. But because the draft is about 2 days away, I want to talk about my favorite prospect that the Houston Rockets can draft, and his name's Thompson. Now, right now in general across the NBA is a very weird time because you have all of this speculation going on. Charlotte is interested in Zion. Are they going to trade Zion for the number 2 pick? They're interested in Brandon Miller. Are they going to take Brandon Miller over Scoot Henderson? The Blazers, are they going to trade their pick? Are they going to trade the number 3 pick overall? Are they throwing smoke screens out there that they are either going to take Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson at pick number 3 and that they're not going to trade it? There's just so much going on right now that I really, really, really like the position that the Rockets are in. Obviously, having the number 1 pick would be a dream come true. Even having the number 2 pick, having Scoot Henderson come over to the Houston Rockets would also be a dream come true. Honestly, I would love to have the number 3 pick overall so I could just snag Thompson right there, right then and there. But to me, here's how I view Thompson. All right. And I know that basically my big concern is that Portland, I think they should take him at pick number 3. But basically, the way I view is the boom potential is so high. The only critique with Thompson are 2 things, okay? His shooting, which can be fixed, it can be improved. Is Thompson going to be a 50, 40, 90 player in the NBA? That's a whole nother thing. Is he going to be a career 40% three-point shooter? Maybe we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here, but shooting can be fixed. Shooting mechanics can be fixed. They can be improved. I'm not worried about shooting in the slightest form with Thompson. And then number 2 is just, I'm not even a fan of this argument, is that he's playing against high schoolers. He's playing against bad competition. The G League, the Ignite team, the Overtime Elite team, all of those developmental type of leagues, I'm not a huge fan of. But Overtime Elite, man, I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge fan of it. But that's not why I would not take him at pick number 4. Okay, like I said, my biggest worry, my biggest concern is that Portland takes him at 3. There's a reason that Thompson is being called the most athletic player in the draft. Okay. And it's weird because we're 2 days away from the draft. And if you guys remember last year, like the clear consensus for weeks leading up until the draft was that Jabari Smith Jr. was the number 1 pick. The Orlando Magic were going to take Jabari at pick number 1. Maybe it would be Chet. Maybe it would be Paolo, but most likely it's looking like Jabari at number 1. And then it felt like it had to be within the day before. It felt like 2 hours before the betting odds go from Jabari to Paolo, like out of nowhere. And then Paolo ends up being selected number 1 to the Orlando Magic. Cade Cunningham, when we drafted Jalen Green, was clearly the number 1 pick, right? We're getting a Cade Cunningham who's more of a freak athlete, but not as much of a shooter, right? Cade at Oklahoma State was a 40% three-point shooter. If you have the ability to get a potential beast, two-way beast, might I add, in Thompson, you take it every day of the week. The point I'm trying to make with Cade Cunningham is I view Thompson and Cade Cunningham on the same exact tier. All right? I was so big on Cade Cunningham. I still am. I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. That's like really getting ahead of myself here. We'll save hot takes for a different day. But my point is, I think Cade and Amon are on the same tier. Now, Cade played in college. Very successful in college. He had a great shot in college. So if we're going same tier, I'm going to put Cade right here. I'll go Amon right here. Same tier. It's 1A Cade, 1B Amon Thompson. I think, Summer League is like really soon. It's in the first couple of weeks of July. I guarantee you 1 month from now, if the Rockets have the ability to take Thompson at pick number 4, or if the Blazers pass on Amin Thompson, or they take him at 3. Point is, I think the narrative, what people are going to be saying 1 month from now is, oh my goodness, Amin Thompson is a freak. This dude is a freak, and whatever team got him, they're going to be looking at him being like, it was genius. A genius move by him. His vision is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And I know it sounds, and I know I prefaced the video by saying, be careful what you hear before the NBA draft. When you hear that Amin Thompson is the best athlete that so many draft analysts have in a decade have seen, believe those reports. Believe the reports that the Rockets were enamored by his athletic potential and just him being athletic right now. If Amin Thompson had a shot, it would make the draft a lot more interesting. Not necessarily with Vic going number 1 or Amin going 1, because Vic's kind of the clear cut, obvious. That's a real boomer bust guy. The Rockets need playmaking. I know we need shooting, and having a non-shooter poses huge problems. But Thompson's a guy where it's just, if Miller actually goes number 3, which I think would be a huge mistake, I'm taking Amin Thompson every single day of the week. I mean, it's just, I'm getting a little worried right now, actually, because people are finally starting to come around to the fact of all you have to do, I wish I could play film on this channel. All you have to do is watch Amin Thompson highlights, and you'd be like, I would love him on my basketball team. Now, with that being said, I think Brandon Miller is a good basketball player. I really like what Brandon Miller offers. Two-way ability, just like Amin Thompson. Not as crazy athletic like Amin. That's just how much of a freak specimen he is. Brandon Miller, very athletic too. He's got hops. He loves throwing that thing down there. Cam Whitmore is another player I would take. I would be more open. If the Rockets were to actually draft Brandon Miller or Cam Whitmore, then I still don't want James Harden back in a Rocket uniform, and it looks like he's not going to be back in a Rocket uniform. But that's when I'd be like, all right, let's go get, a sturdy, solid veteran point guard, not Chris Paul, not James Harden, not even Freddie Double V. But I'd want to go out there and get some guy who can, kind of run an offense and set up. Cam Whitmore doesn't have a great dribble. The idea of having Cam out there and Jabari at the 3-4, whatever they're playing, 2 non-great dribblers with a shooting guard playing point guard, KBJ, gets me a little concerned. Not concerned, but I have some worry. I have a feeling that wouldn't work out long term as far as championship aspirations go. But Amin Thompson is it's just clear, man. The passing, the vision, the playmaking, the two-way ability. It's everything I want. And I think his ceiling is one of the highest in the entire draft. And yeah, there's bust potential. There's bust potential with every single player in the draft. And the shooting concerns are very real, very, very real, especially if, dare I bring up playoff basketball, that would be a good problem for the Houston Rockets to have. But these are all things you figure out after the fact, is my point here with Amin Thompson. So Amin Thompson, my clear pick at number 4. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Be sure to hit the like button, hit that sub button. This is the first video I've made in this apartment. I usually do these on my phone, and I can edit them up a little bit. But let me know if you guys, I'm just trying to pump out draft content here, to be honest with you. So hopefully this video format was still engaging and a good one. So hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Houston Rockets content. And my name's Jackson, but Rockets Twitter down below, my Twitter down below. Go follow it up. And more importantly, guys, leave your comments. Who are you taking at 4? All right. How do you view Amin Thompson to the Rockets? Let me know.